coverage of the Penn Crouch Open is proudly sponsored by Phil's Tackle.
Can't beat the buzz of a big match morning, a gathering of anglers, the noise as people sign in for a big competition. Today we've got 200 people taking part, over 100 boats involved in the Penn Crouch Open, and they're going to be exploring what's probably the best kept secret in UK sea fishing.
I've been talking to people, I've seen everyone down here bright and early, you know, saying, well, I don't know about you, but I never sleep like the night before a fishing, and every single person's the same. It's great, all coming together and all, yeah, the buzz is definitely building.
Puts the mind in a tailspin. We don't know what to do we? Changed plans 6 or 7 times already.
How much have you practiced?
Quite a bit. Yeah, we've got a boat down here anyway, so we've been several times this week. Yeah. Plenty of fish there. Just got to find them.
You're taking this quite seriously, guys.
Locally, we're seen as the people to beat.
Oh, are you?
Well, I am. Infamous.
Right. I think you've had an interesting morning so far, haven't you? Talk us through your bait prep.
Yeah, so we had a lot of hardback crabs for these smooth hounds, and I left them in the car overnight.
So, guys, how well do you know the piece of water we're fishing today?
Not too great, but we're not far from here. We're from around Southend, Canvey Island way, so you know, hopefully we'll know that we've got a couple of people on board and know where they're going, so hopefully we'll track on that.
Right, there must have been a lot of zombies piled up against the back of the bucket and climbing over in the night, because they're everywhere. Opened the passenger door, footwell is covered in hardback crabs, scuttling all around the car. I spent the first half of my morning getting the bait back in the bucket, so yeah, eventful to say the least.
But you managed to recover enough for the smoothies?
Yeah, there might still be some in the car, which my child will find later on in the week, but we'll deal with that when we come to it.
Hey, this is my first year. It's fantastic to see so many people coming together. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to being part of as we go on. I must admit, I didn't even know the fishing in this area was as good as what it seems to be. It does seem to be a really well kept secret. Over the last couple of days, been putting my ear to the ground and seeing some of the catch reports that are coming through. Yeah, we should see some good fish today.
What makes this piece of water so special, guys?
I think a lot of it's the sandbanks, the shallow water. 9 times out of 10 will always go shallow. Some of the bass. Oh, we've had some cracking bass, haven't we?
Yeah, big bass.
That's £13 for me.
Varied. The species are changing year by year. We're getting some. Last year you had some bream, didn't you?
Yeah, never seen them before, and all of a sudden they've showed up. Start getting congers in the river as well now. So it is changing.
It's all changing, yeah.
Exciting also to fish a fresh piece of ground, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the unknown, and you don't get too much of that in fishing these days with the various apps and the marks, so to travel around and fish a different area and to meet different people as well, it just brings that little bit of excitement back into it. Not that I don't get excited, but you know, hero or zero day, isn't it really?
Look, I've seen a few fish caught on this one.
Oh, yeah,
this is obviously good for slightly darker water conditions, and obviously we've got a bit of a mackerel thing going on here. So, what are you going to be choosing, do you think?
I'll probably start for that one first, and then I've got another few more at the back as well. Yeah.
Right, well, very best of luck.
Yeah, cheers.
So we are about 25 minutes away from the start of this incredible competition, and I need to introduce you to my co-commentator, the man, the legend, Henry Gilby.
Good morning, good morning.
What morning?
I'll tell you, this is my first ever time in Essex. This is awesome. I mean, the buzz here this morning is incredible.
Do you know, at the start of the day, I said there were 200 people taking part, Henry. There are actually, because it's an open and people can turn up, nice day to go fishing, isn't it? 250.
I love it. I just think it's such a buzz to see fishing like this. I've been talking, like you've been talking to so many anglers this morning, and everyone's buzzed up. There's fish around. There's the tides are right. Obviously, the weather's amazing. When UK fishing's like this, I don't think it gets much better.
And I know you've travelled all over the world and you've caught everything. What we're expecting to see today, I'm quite excited because it seems to me a lot of the fishing these guys are going to be doing is in really quite shallow water.
Oh yeah, some guys are talking to me. Sometimes they catch these big tope, and they said 4 to 5 foot of water.
Yeah.
You imagine hooking a big tope in that?
Crazy.
Or big smooth down. That's going to just explode. I don't go boat fishing much. I've been on a boat for ages. To me, this is so cool to see this buzz like this.
We'll talk about the other stuff as we go round. We've got start at 8:30, which is apparently quite a special thing to see. I can't wait for that.
I think it's going to be a shotgun start.
I don't think they fire a shotgun anymore.
But they're going to be there, hooter, bang, everyone goes, and then they're going to go for their secret squirrel marks. Because I haven't been up. We're staying on the river. I want to see out. It's very cool.
Well, look, let's get into it. Let's watch this start take place, and we'll get out there and see what happens.
Nice one.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1.
Well, the engines on our boat, Dawn Tide, are roaring, Henry. That start, amazing.
I've never seen anything like that. I think you call it a shotgun start. It's cool because we're in the press boat, we get to be ahead and then watch that hooter go off and watch them come at us. And some of those boats are just roaring. Yeah, it's awesome.
Again, all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I mean, there's massive boats here, and there's boats the size of my bathtub. It's really cool.
We've already established, I mean, neither you or I know the water. And we've said this is, possibly the best kept secret in UK saltwater angling. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But of course, this area is famous for an awful lot of other stuff. This part of Essex is known as the Dengie Peninsula. It's a fascinating area with a rich history and some unusual royal connections. It's had a part to play in Hollywood, in pop culture, in culinary excellence, and in defending the UK from all sorts over the centuries. So here are a few interesting things you may never have known about this bit of Essex. The East Coast has been invaded by pretty much everyone at some point, and many of them landed right here. From the Romans to the Saxons, the Vikings and the Normans, they all got their first taste of England on the Essex coastline. In the Second World War, this was a key area in defending the UK from German planes, flying up the Thames estuary to drop their bombs on London. It was one of the most important RAF bases in the war, home to many of the Spitfires and Hurricanes that fought the Battle of Britain. This is the Knock John Tower, once manned full-time and fitted with anti-aircraft guns. There are several like it around here. In more peaceful times like today, they're considered to be great fishing marks. I mentioned royal connections. The Anne Boleyn pub at Rochford is a big clue to the first one. She grew up in these parts at this magnificent manor house, which is now home to the local golf club. It's rumoured this is where King Henry VIII first saw her and fell in love. As we know, things didn't end too well for Anne. Her headless ghost still apparently roams here on dark, misty evenings. Spooky stuff. Now time for Hollywood. This is the area where the legendary filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock spent some of his childhood. His inspiration for many of his darkest works, like The Birds, came from, as he put it, a dreary winter's day spent at Burnham on Crouch. With this much water, hardly surprising that yachting is a key activity. Continuing the royal theme, it's where Princess Anne sailed from as a regular visitor to the Royal Corinthian Yacht Club. Opposite the yacht club is Essex Marina. It's got 500 deep water moorings and, as we've already seen, has room for boats of all shapes and sizes. So we're leaving Essex Marina. This is the River Crouch. Below us is the Thames estuary. Jack is my taxi driver and we're heading north to the Blackwater. This is the Gunfleet Sands offshore wind farm. It began life off the Essex coastline in 2008 and can generate 172 megawatts of power. That's enough to provide electricity to 125,000 homes. As we head out of the River Crouch, here's the MV Ross Revenge. It was home to the pirate radio station Radio Caroline after their original ship sank. Its permanent home is in the entrance to the River Blackwater. And not far away, another piece of pop culture. Behind me, one of the few privately owned islands in the UK. This was bought by the record producer Nigel Frieda in 2000 for £6 million. He's the man responsible for the Sugar Babes, who's also produced the Rolling Stones. It's where Stormzy has recorded albums and where Rihanna has filmed, and Ollie Murs, of all people, had his wedding over there. An extraordinary place, and by the way, if you do want to buy it, it is on the market for a cool £25 million. Osea Island was also a base for top secret torpedo boats in the war. A few miles up the river, the landscape changes and these incredible looking boats start to appear. So we've travelled about 40 miles north. Behind me, the historic town of Malden, the famous Thames barges, an iconic location at the very top of the fishery, and this is the River Blackwater. Malden, of course, is famous for its salt, used by top chefs all over the world. It's also famous for its oysters. It's the salt marshes that make this extraordinary place one of the richest areas for farmland in the country. It's also home to some of the oldest vineyards in Britain.
The Penn Crouch Open, brought to you by Phil's Tackle.
So currently I have a major problem on board, which is Henry Gilby. He's already talking rubbish about death metal, which is the type of music that he likes, and where we're supposed to be filming other boats taking part in this competition, he has managed to persuade the skipper to take us all the way out here where there are a load of birds working. Look round what's happening out, my co-commentator. Does that look like co-commentary to you? No. That looks like Henry Gilby has gone fishing. Now then, Mr. Gilby, can I just get your attention for a moment before you get locked into your bass obsession?
I've got the shakes now.
I know you have. I know you love it. We've established we don't know this world at all. No. We don't know the kind of the fishing and all that sort of stuff. So when you come here, when you come to a location like this, talk us through what you're looking at, what you're looking for.
First thing I do is I ask the skipper.
Yeah.
And I ask the local guys.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
I like to think I know a bit about my fishing at home.
Yeah.
I've never been here in my life. I mean, in this boat, we've just gone over, was it 5.4 foot of water steaming over? I asked them what to do. And they tell me whack a seeker towards the birds, let it hit the bottom, and start jigging it, I'll do what they tell me.
So the birds are important because obviously the birds are here for a reason.
Yeah.
They're feeding on sand eel,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
knows what else, little bits. And underneath those sand eel, where the birds are working, we
Yeah.
will find bass.
Yeah.
And in all seriousness, this is what the competition anglers are going to be looking for today.
He's in.
You know, birds working, skipper's in, look at this, straight away, Mark's in. It's a tiddler. So start though.
Can I cast?
Oh, go on, cast. See, there you go. So little bass, and Henry Gilby's off.
Oh, yes. Yee. Our first ever bass, I think, in Essex. Oh God, if it's a mackerel, that's going to be really embarrassing.
Talk us through it then, come on.
That was, I tell you, that was on the drop. It's not going to break any records. That's my first ever Essex bass. Just taken on the bottom, just off the bottom on the seeker, just basically jigging it. Because what the lure's doing, it's fluttering. It comes up, and it flutters on the way down, and they'll hit you on the drop. Always hit you on the drop.
Got thousands and thousands of seagulls here.
This is something else.
It's very exciting, isn't it?
Just to see this amount of life. Oh yes.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
So at this point, I will say I will let you off your work duties to enjoy
This
some
is work,
fishing.
though.
I know.
This is researching on what's just come off. Swine fish. Sometimes I have to go fishing.
Yes.
Well, a lot actually, because I'm researching new lures and new rods and stuff. I don't want to go 7 days a week,
No, of course you don't.
but I just have to.
It's not very convincing. Let's talk a little bit about the competition then. So we've got, as we've said, 250 anglers taking part, 80 odd boats, which is fantastic. The interesting sort of side of this is how the scoring works. So the anglers are looking for their longest 3 bass and smooth hounds,
Yeah.
the biggest tope, and let's just be clear about, you know, we talked about the kind of the best kept secret in British sea fishing. This has got some history. So there are 2 things we need to take into account. One is this area used to hold the British tope record, which is a very old capture, a very famous angler, John Rawle.
Yeah. Yeah.
72-pound tope was the British record. The other thing that's interesting is it also held the record for the biggest smooth hound, which was 28 pounds, Henry.
Jeez.
And that record stood for 50 years. We're fishing in like 3 feet of water, 4 feet of water, out on these sandbanks. It's incredible fishing.
That's what I can't, because back in the day, you know, when I was doing a lot of boat fishing, wreck fishing, you know, you steam out and out and out, and it sort of get deeper. And now we're going out and out, and it seems to be getting shallower.
And we saw all those little tiny boats. So we've got some, you know, big stuff. We're on a charter boat today, so Dawn Tide is a charter boat. People can pay to come fishing on here, but there are lots of those boats out there that are basically recreational boats, little tiny things, people fishing on, and the sort of stuff you go in estuaries. Phil's just caught something really interesting. You've got to be a good angler to catch one of those. Yeah, so, and the reason we're actually stopping and fishing at the moment is the tide. We're at low water, or we're approaching low water, where actually the fishing out here won't be fantastic apart from the bass. The action will come later in the day when the tide starts running, and that's when we'll start to hopefully see a few of the smoothies and possibly some tope.
Who would ever accuse anglers of lying? I mean, the fact that we're not actually out covering the competition at the moment, because we're fishing. I mean, I wouldn't try and blag it.
I know you wouldn't.
No, never. We want to be covering the competition, but we'd have to come and fish just to check it.
Research.
Yeah.
Research. Welcome to Research with Henry Gilby. I knew you'd be trouble.
It's vital work. I have to. It's in my contract.
Look at us. There's 5 of us fishing. Like a load of schoolboys, honestly.
Oh, that's nice, Andy.
That's a nice fish.
That's lovely. That's nice.
Well, Henry, I've managed to wrestle you away from bass fishing. Outrageous behaviour on your part. Good fun though for 20 minutes, half an hour, wasn't
It's
it?
good crack, I love it. It's really cool.
But we've moved out to a really incredible mark. So in front of us is the Knock John Tower. That is a World War II gun turret. We've got two of our competition boats drifting around it. So CJ, which has got Scott Green in charge, they have had a 62 centimetre bass.
Yeah, nice. Look at the current streaming off the back of the tower.
Yeah.
That screams bass. I mean, I don't know these waters at all, but anywhere at home I'm looking for current. I mean, look at it. It's absolutely snorting off the back of it. It looks lovely.
And look at what's going off around the back of the tower. I mean, massive container ship. What an amazing place to be. The thing about this is the joy of being an angler, isn't it? Because we are privileged to get the chance to go and explore new places.
Yeah.
We've got a good reason to do it with a fishing rod in hand. Here we are at a competition. All these guys fishing. If you look over at the other boat, that's the Lady M's. That is skippered by Brian Allen. He's got a boat full. They're in an amazing position there. It looks like there's a couple of rods bending.
I thought I saw someone hit a fish on the other side.
Yeah. You can't believe there aren't bass here. And Mark, our skipper today here on Dawn Tide, says that this is just one of the best bass marks around. It screams it, doesn't it?
Yeah, everything. I mean, structure, current.
One of the issues that the guys are facing today, the weather's been a little bit fritzy the last week or so. I mean, this is a glorious day. We're so lucky to be out here. But there's an awful lot of weed running. And there's a bit of nasty colour in the water as well. There's these sort of horrible muddy patches. And I think what they've got to try and do, from what Mark was saying, was try and find the clear water. And just remembering, this is a multi-species competition. So, bass, smoothhounds, taupe, rays, and anything else that turns up.
I'd love to see a big hound. I call them mini taupe, aren't they? They're just cool fish. They're proper scrappers.
And the other thing, for those of us, who love our freshwater fishing, essentially what they are is a saltwater barbel, and the barbel is just one of the best fish to catch in a river.
See, I've never seen a barbel in the flesh. I've caught Spanish barbel. I am dying to see a proper UK barbel. They just look majestic to me. They look cool.
Maybe I'll take you fishing one day.
Well, I'm not. I mean, seriously, I grew up freshwater fishing, but I've never seen a barbel. I'd love to. I would absolutely love to.
Look, let's see if these guys can get a bass or two, and we'll have a little wander around and find some of the other boats, and I'll make you do some more work.
Yeah, work's tough, eh?
So Henry, we've steamed all the way back a little bit closer to land for one very good reason, that the tide has started to run properly.
Yeah.
We're about, I suppose, nearly an hour into the tide now. We're looking at Challenger 2, boat number 70, skippered by Chris Fisher. Looks like they are playing a fish way from the other side of the boat.
Yeah.
This is the exciting bit for me because, the history of the smoothhound fishing around here is incredible. I think the locals have kind of kept it to themselves for a while, and here we are. At least we're going to find out a little bit more about it, which is quite cool.
This is seriously, I'm not saying it's untapped fishing because the locals know about it, but I don't hear enough about this.
No.
They seem to have a gold mine here.
They've had some big fish the last few years out here. The smoothhound fishing seems to have really taken off in this region.
Yeah.
And it's just that, again, the ground is fascinating because it's so shallow. Can you imagine hooking one in this?
A big smoothhound in that current is going to snort, isn't it? Absolutely snort off.
There have been quite a few bass caught already in the competition.
Yeah.
People sending photos in to the group WhatsApp, loads of pictures of bass.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to find out if, I'm assuming the smoothhounds will start to be recorded soon too. So I think the scoreboard is going to start to move.
They've definitely, like you say, they've been waiting for this flood tide, haven't they?
Yeah. It's all about, and that's sea fishing all over, isn't it? Doesn't matter where you come from, it's all about the tide.
100%. Yeah. There we go. We're off the mark with a nice smoothhound. My first fish of the Crouch Open 2025. It's a lovely looking female fish. She goes.
The Penn Crouch Open, brought to you by Phil's Tackle.
When we've just moved up to find boat number 60, that's hard labour, standing on the bow. The skipper, leading by example, that's Shane Porter. Rod bent double, that looks like a nice fish.
It's very cool. You rock up and see someone hit into a fish.
Oh,
He moved up the front, bang, smack.
there are 9 anglers on board, but isn't it lovely that the skipper, you know, shows them all how to do it.
And they got the net out, which again is a good sign. Well, that's cool. We rock up and then just, I reckon we're a good luck charm.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
So in terms of the fishery then, you know, this has got to be a good sign because we're obviously seeing some mature fish coming out,
Yeah.
and then the smaller stuff is feeding quite readily.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I've been looking at this type of fishing previously, I've not seen fish of that size, the small stuff, the kind of immature fish,
Yeah.
the next generation.
Yeah.
That's got to be a good sign.
I think so. They seem to have it all here. Yeah, all stamp of fish. I mean, I know the guys I was talking to earlier reckon the hounds come on pup here. You know, they come and breed. Well, I know nothing about them. That sounds legitimate to me. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Eeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeee fish to catch. There's no point. You're not going to eat them. Put them all back, and they go back so strong, don't they?
Yeah.
Especially in shallow water.
Oh, hello,
I'd
hello.
love- I'd
Look,
love
look,
to
look.
see-
No, look what's happening here.
Oh yes.
There's a whole different kind of shark on that boat now. A whole different kind of shark.
Now I can take it a whole lot more seriously. I mean,
what is going on there?
He's cheating. I wouldn't accuse him of dressing up
Oh,
for the
no,
camera.
they're going to land it. They're going to land it.
Oh.
I think they. Do you know what? I think they might struggle to get that one on the measure.
What do you reckon he measures?
Oh, well over 1.5 meters.
Oh, easy, yeah. £200?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, there you go. Look, there's the measure. It's more than 1.5 meters. So I tell you one thing for sure. I would not want to be in that shark costume with the sun out. It's roasting out here.
Another fish.
I think there's another fish on. These guys are on fire. Sharks go to sharks. This is obviously what it is.
Can you imagine how hot it is in that? I bet you any money that shark costume is not breathable.
I don't think
No, it's definitely not high-tech breathable material. If it was, I'd have one. I'd have a costume.
Well, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
You'd wear it to work every day.
I swear, I'd love to see Mr. Shark. Hook a shark, hook a smoothhound.
So landing nets coming out again. This is awesome fishing here.
Oh, it's cool.
You can see why people love this, can't you?
That flood tide, that current, they said a lot of weeds move through. Look, most saltwater fish love some kind of current.
I mean,
He still hasn't got it in.
No, this is a proper fish. But this is this is the history of this location. You know, there's potential for smoothhound of £20 and more.
Yeah.
You know, the British record that lasted for 50 years that was blown away a couple of years back.
I would love to see
that was 28 pounds fish, and that's a huge smoothhound. I'm not saying this is one of those, but you know there is potential.
I didn't actually know they could get that big in the UK.
So Mark, thanks for looking after us today, first of all. I just want to find out a little bit about this amazing piece of water, because I mean this is your living out here. What makes it so extraordinary?
I think it's just all the variety of depths. As you saw earlier, we was in 5 foot of water, probably 15, 20 mile out. And then you can move literally, no joke, 200 yards and it can be 70 foot of water. And then another half a mile and it'll be 2 foot of water. It's just such a variety in depths, different grounds really. I think it just helps hold the fish. The bass fishing is really increasing for us now. Like you saw earlier, little 10 minutes and we had, well, I don't know, 15, 20 bass in 10 minutes. Some days we're doing that all day long. We can mix it up, we can go on the hounds, we can go on the tow. We're just trying to get the word out. I mean, there's such a lot of ports within a short vicinity here. And there's so many fishing boats. It is like what you said, it's a little kept secret. It's good fishing.
And the other thing to talk about is, you know, great to see so many people taking part, but this event is being organised for a very, very good cause.
Yeah, it's for the RNLI. You know, they need all the funding they can get, especially with the amount of boats we've got in such a short area. You know, the Burnham on Crouch is our local RNLI, so as much as we can do for them, we will. A lot of other people, they do a lot of fundraising over that side of the water anyway, but if we can help, so this is what it's all about.
It's lovely to give a bit back, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have had to have them out on several cases, you know, people have been unwell and stuff, but I'm just grateful they're there because you never know.
So, talk us through the rest of the day then. We're approaching, what, just coming up to 12:30, tidal states? What's it going to do?
Coming up to mid-flood now, so you'll see a lot of boats will push up to where we are in this area. As you can see, they're all moving in now. The weed would have flushed through now, the hounds will be running through here, and they'll just follow them up the bank. As the tide comes up, you'll just jump up the bank. It's warm as well, so they'll go shallow, and the boats will just follow them up there. Obviously they want to get the biggest ones, and the big females are up shallow now at the moment, so fingers crossed.
Well, Henry, we've kind of motored around a little bit trying to find some other action, and one of the things I was keen to talk about today is the difference in boats that we're seeing. We've seen the big charter boats, we've seen a fair bit of success with the smooth hounds. We are looking at a 5 metre rib, which is a fair way out. Tom Bettle in charge. You've got John Locker, Ben Francis jigging for bass. Interesting bit of water, this.
There's a big colour change here. Then you see the weeds sitting on the edge of the colour change. There's a whole heap of current running. I guess they're going to drift down into that, and maybe in between it. But yeah, we're miles off, aren't we?
We are a long way off.
I've got a really bad sense of direction out here. I'm sort of completely confused, but I know we're a long way from land.
Well, look, that's fine. Mark's in charge. You don't need to worry. We'll get you home safe. But the thing about this is, for me, we've talked a little bit about this earlier on. Charter boat fishing in the UK traditionally has been done by fantastic big boats like the one we're on today.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a really important part of the process. But in terms of accessibility and kind of ease of use, a little boat like that, I'm not suggesting maybe you can go miles and miles offshore in it, but you can certainly fish in estuary environments like the one we're in around the Crouch and the Blackwater today. That's just the perfect thing, isn't it?
Yeah, today, I mean, the weather's sublime. There's virtually no wind. There's no. I guess they don't get much swell. They get rough conditions here. They don't get much swell.
Let's just talk a little bit about this, Mark, because we're just going past an interesting feature. So this is quite a famous wreck locally. This is the wreck of the Alice.
Yeah.
But we're kind of drifting down on this weed line. You can see where the kind of the broken water in front of us, which is obviously an underwater feature.
It's interesting. I think a lot of fishing is watching. I mean, look at that water there. I mean, I know nothing about this area, but that screams bass to me.
What's your thought process when you see a piece of water like that? What are you thinking the fish are doing?
I think the bass would sit there out of the worst of the current. I believe a lot of the time, the bass, they're not charging around at 1,000 miles an hour all the time.
No, they're quite lazy, aren't they?
They're the word lazy or they're efficient.
Well, exactly. That's a really good point, because
we think in a human term but they're efficient. They don't know how to be lazy. They know how to be efficient. Whereas we know how to be lazy because we're humans.
When you kind of can put yourself into that zone, and almost think like a fish, and it sounds silly to do.
No, but it's not visualization.
But it switches your brain into a whole different way of working, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then when you visualize, and you only need the one fish. If you visualize something and it works, it's the biggest buzz, isn't it? Because you have thought like a fish. I like the way that bass fishing, especially lure fishing, forces me to think. I have to think like a hunter, I suppose. Is that fair?
Yeah, and when there is a lot of evidence to suggest that if you are thinking like a hunter, as a pure creature on the planet, our whole being works better as a machine, if you like. And I've certainly been fishing in areas where I feel quite heightened, when it's maybe a bit dangerous, if I've been wading in a big deep river or something, and it's a bit dodgy.
100%. Yeah, when it's a bit dodgy, that's when it gets exciting.
But then you fish better. Well, Henry knows what he's on about. Here's John Locker with a bass caught from that very mark.
There we are, a nice 50 centimetre bass on the Fish Locker Skerries Pro lures. First of many.
Well, Henry, we're kind of heading towards the sharp end of the competition. It's just approaching 2 o'clock, a couple of hours left. And we're looking over at a boat called Arctic Bear, Greg Wright on board. He's had a 64 centimetre bass.
Yeah, nice. I'll take
about
that.
£6.
He's rocking and rolling
He's
around.
rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that what we've experienced here today, offshore, the wind's a lot lighter, whereas here, you know, it's a little bit lumpy, not unpleasant, but I'm interested to see, because in a minute we're going to have a little look and go up the river, and see, you know, some of the much smaller boats that we saw on the pontoon this morning. You get an awful lot of big fish going up the river in ridiculously shallow water in areas where, you know, again, completely goes against that instinct of sea anglers to go out as far as you possibly can. A lot of these fish are on your doorstep.
But I guess there's just days, especially if you come here fishing as a charter boat angler, there must be days when obviously you can't get offshore because of the wind. I'm guessing a lot of their fishing is up the river, up the estuary. You know, they got shelter, they can go fishing and legitimately catch serious fish. The more variety you've got when you come fishing in an area, more variety, the more options to actually get out whatever the weather's doing. That's what I like.
Goes back to that adventure thing, doesn't it? You know, explore the area that you're in and make the very best of it.
And ask the locals how they do it, because I think fishing's a very cool community, isn't it?
And again, I think that this event is proving that. You know, you've got quite a few people have come from a ways, and the information's been shared among them. You know, people, as you say, don't give away their marks readily, but people are willing to help each other, and that's why this event's grown.
But it's great, that buzz first thing this morning, you know, everyone having a bacon sign and a cup of coffee and talking about fishing and all this sort of stuff, obviously. And I bet, you know, we get back this afternoon stroke this evening, and there'll be some, I'm sure there'll be some sunburnt people in this weather. But I bet the buzz is, you know, there'll be a huge amount of buzz. Who's caught what? Where do they catch it? What do they catch it on? How do they catch it? And it's not over. I mean, we still
still got some time to go.
I guess that tide's still flooding. You know, they've got a crack at it.
Oh, that's a sight, innit? Conditions can change incredibly fast when you're offshore. You can click your fingers and within half an hour, you know, you can go from being pretty comfortable to, oh damn, we're in a bad state now. Like, we got to get out of here because this is getting up. Yeah, it does catch you out occasionally. You know, it's only happened maybe a handful of times in my career. It is definitely not an offshore day today. Those handful of times that it has happened have been incredibly hardcore and intense. Oh, she's pumping out there now as well. And I've ended up coming in and being like, man, I want to sell the boat because that was not fun. But that's what you're open to when you put yourself out there. You know, you are out there. Woo! Waterfronts, temperatures, conditions, responses, feeding patterns, like, you gotta be on all these things because the offshore is a big beast. The ocean just has this ability that just when you think you can't see anything else, something happens and you're just like, what? That was crazy. Yes! You've never felt so small as you have when you're in a boat. Miles and miles offshore, hundreds of feet of water beneath you, and just you in a little boat and your little mind, and that's the only thing that's going to change you from having a bad day and a good day. It's a big beast. Yes, yes! That is an absolute buzz. And we're very small.
The competition's entering the final hour, so let's have a little bit of a look around and see what's been caught. Here's Jake Etherton, clearly enjoying the sunshine with a lovely selection of bass and smoothhound. He's fishing with his mum Joanne on board their boat Vivian B. We saw the anglers on Summer Elise earlier in the day. Here's Cash Lennett with a cracking fish. And look at the profile on this smoothie caught by David Bark on Hattie Blue. If there was ever any doubt these fish are a shark species, watch out. This is a photograph of a bass caught by Jim Norkett. It measured 90 centimetres. That is a true fish of a lifetime, weighing well over 10 pounds. What a shame he caught it the week before the competition. Instead, today Jim's been catching these on Avenger 2, another cracking smoothie. But they're not all big fish. Phil Passeria caught this little one alongside Henry and I on Dawn Tide on his favourite cotton candy lure. Even the smallest fish bring joy. This picture of Gary Turner with a tiny ray is about as good as it gets. Gary's a local fishing rod builder, and many taking part in today's competition are using his rods. And how about this as an example of exactly how to look after a fish once you've caught it. This is a catch and release competition, remember, and here's Ben Stotton netting a lovely smooth hound on Highfield 1. Ben, you'll remember, had a few problems this morning keeping control of his crabs in his car. He obviously had enough to be able to tempt this one into the boat, but here he is, just taking loads of care of the fish, making sure it's strong and waiting for it to kick to disappear back into the water before he lets it go. Very nice work, Mr. Stotton. Just looking over at Highland, Henry, there's Dave Goodwin on the stern. They've had a decent smoothhound, which I reckon so far 118 centimetres might be the biggest fish we've heard of today.
Nice.
And that's a serious fish, isn't it?
Yeah. But I know you got a photograph there.
I have, yeah. So I was chatting to Dave before we left this morning, and he was sort of extolling the virtues of the smooth hound and tope fishing out here, and he loves his tope fishing. But he's actually had an enormous, just smooth hound. You can't quite believe the size of it, which is 24 pounds. I mean, look at the size of this thing. This photo that Dave gave us earlier on.
I would love to see a fish like that.
And he said
seriously,
he hooked that in water that's sort of 4 feet deep up the river while tope fishing.
Yeah.
So he's assumed that he's hooked a tope. I thought, oh, 24-pound tope's a nice fish. And then went to take the hooks out and realised it didn't have any teeth. And then looked at the marking. Yeah, and it didn't even realise it was a smoothie until he unhooked it. I mean, just an incredible specimen.
Well, that's a true sport fish, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To me,
4 foot of water.
Yeah, shallow water, a fish that runs. To me, that's sport. That's a sport fish.
Yeah.
And that must have been a hell of a scrap.
There's Scrappy Doo.
You see the effect of the current on their lines. He's got a fish on now.
Extraordinary. Fish on.
Yeah.
They've just had a smoothie of 113, Henry.
Nice.
We know they catch some big fish. Net's going in. So that's
Yay,
Jason Goodman and Lee Bromwell.
Well done, lads.
Isn't it interesting? We've torn around all over the place and we're coming back into the mouth of the river. And again, I suppose it just goes to what we said earlier on. Not the typical place you would expect to fish, certainly for smoothies. Right at the death of the competition. Look at the guys on Scrappy Doo.
He's on a really light jigging rod. That current is snorting and he's got the wind pushing with him. Look at him. Whatever fish it is, that's a scrap. He can't. Problem is he can't whine anymore. I don't think because he's got the weed up against.
Stingray.
Oh,
Stingray.
Do you know?
Can you get? Right. Well, this is really exciting.
Said it might be.
I've never seen one of these before. Right.
This is very cool.
This is really exciting. So there's already been one stingray caught.
To be fair, we hedged our bets and said it could. Well, no, we did. No, look, we were. It just looked like it was something hanging in the tide, in the current like that. Well, I hope we see this. I really hope we see this.
Oh, net's going in. They've got it.
Yay!
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Look at that. Doesn't it just go to show you, Mr. Gilby, that fishing throws up all sorts of surprises? It's why we go. You just never know. Your bait goes down. Yeah. They've stuck a worm down. They've expected something. They wouldn't have thought that.
I get the impression they could be here and they could catch a very big bass.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know they can catch a very big smooth hound.
Yeah.
They just caught a stingray.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing about big topes almost in this river.
Thornback.
Yeah.
Just what a place.
I do fancy making my way back up here.
So because it's a ray species, yep, it's a big one. They measure it across the wing, so the measuring board's going down on the boat.
Oh, I like that. They're measuring across the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And stingers get thick. Stingrays, I've been in the tropics, like in the Seychelles, and you see some of these rays and they are massive.
So that's 49 centimetres across the wings. We're just going to creep over and see if we can get a proper look at this extraordinary fish.
Stingers are beautiful. Stingers. Oh, nice one, guys. Well done, lads.
Gilby, the boats are on their way back in. The match is over. I just wondered, we should do a little summary of your thoughts of what you've seen today.
I loved it. It's really cool to see guys and girls catching, smooth hounds, bass. Sure, there's stingray. I saw a stingray at the end.
Yeah, stingray at the end.
I just, I like fishing when it's buzzy.
Yeah.
People having fun. It's a competition, but it's obviously a fun competition. People want to win, of course they do, but it's not. It doesn't seem sort of hectic or, it just seems very friendly, and people out, in the sunshine, just catching fish. I think it's great.
You said when we started the whole day that this was kind of really a gathering of anglers as much as it being a competition. Which it really
big
is.
time, yeah.
So, next thing is to find out who's won. There's a big old prize table over there. So remembering this is a competition.
Yeah.
But it's been great fun. Really enjoyed your company. It's
Thank
been
you for having me.
A real good laugh.
No, it's a real honour. Thank you.
We need to go fishing at some point, don't we?
Yeah, come on down to Cornwall.
Let's go and do
we'll
it.
get up and down the cliffs.
Sounds good to
See
me.
if we can get some sea spray on our face. This is lovely, but it's almost too nice, isn't it? We've got to go and get dirty in the sea, sort of.
Quite right. Anyway, next coming up, the presentation. After a long day on the water in blazing sunshine, it's time for the prizes. The Bass Award went to Clint Walton on Blue Sunshine for this 64cm fish.
And now for first prize on Smooth Hounds with a fish of 121 centimetres on board Braveheart, Alan Smith.
I fished for bass most of the day, and I decided, second from last cast, to change my worm bait to a crab, and I hit the jackpot.
Inspired choice.
Yeah, make small changes, and fingers crossed something would happen, and it did.
The taupe, somewhat surprisingly, didn't show this year. The biggest, a tiny fish measuring just 69 centimetres, caught on Northern Star. And no surprise at all about which fish won the best ray.
It was a stingray, and it fell to Lee Runwell on Scrappy Doo.
To win it with a fish like that is pretty special. That was a hell of a thing.
It was, yeah. I wasn't expecting it because my day wasn't particularly playing out that productive. He was doing a lot better than me, but pulled it out of the bag. Yeah, we didn't know. We thought it was a hound. By the time we got it down the side of the boat, and then we saw its barb, and it dived straight away. Pretty much as soon as we said it was a stingray, it dived, and then I spent probably, I said, a good 5-8 minutes trying to play it on the light tackle, thinking I was going to lose it at some point, but we didn't.
Oh, well, what an amazing competition, Andy. I mean, the camaraderie that's been shown here, the level of angling ability as well has been absolutely phenomenal. Some amazing fish caught, lovely times had by everyone. When you say the best kept secret in Britain, it certainly is, and I think people's eyes are really opening to how buoyant this fishery is over here, particularly for bass. It's an incredibly strong bass fishing area. I mean, the bass get up here in huge numbers. There's some very big fish to be caught from the shore and from the boat, and it's a growing trend over here, which is amazing for us to see.
Coverage of the Penn Crouch Open is proudly sponsored by Phil's Tackle.